Elon Musk is a creep. If you didn't know this already, then I'm breaking the news to you now, okay? For those that don't know, Elon has a breeding kink. And it's not just that, but he also has a deranged, egotistical ideology he shares with his father that they are of a genius, perfect bloodline that needs to be proliferated on the scale of, like, Genghis Khan, like, having billions of children or whatever happened there. Like, they believe it is their responsibility, their duty, as the most perfect humans on Earth, the smartest, the fastest, the strongest, because this is what they believe about themselves, that they have a responsibility to impregnate as many women as possible. How scary must it be to be a woman knowing that, like, there are men out there that think that way, that not only delusionally, that not only are they perfect, but that they have a responsibility to impregnate you, whether you like it or not. Like, that is their moral duty to impregnate you. Like, that is a level of deranged, self-serving delusion that it makes me angry. It makes me angry, and I'm a dude. Like, I can't imagine. Thankfully, though, we've got possibly, I'm starting to think, one of the most consistent and based political commentators, despite the fact I don't agree with him on everything, out there, Secular Talk, aka Kyle Kalinske, has made this video exposing Elon's perverted Nazi breeding cult. Now, I didn't know about any Nazi breeding cult. All I knew about was his deranged, ego-driven idea of needing to impregnate as many women as possible, which I guess ties into that, and the fact that his dad also shares that idea and he thinks he's like the perfect specimen, and of course the fact he's got a million kids. But I didn't know he had a breeding cult that he's been exposed for now. Apparently this is like fresh news, dude. People are talking about this, and I've not really looked into it, so I figured I'd save it for on stream so you could see my blind reaction to finding out about, I guess, additional details to how much of a degenerate gooner weirdo Elon is. Anyway, let's check this out. Exposed: Elon's perverted Nazi breeding cult by Kyle Kalinske. Let's see what he's got for us.
So the Wall Street Journal did this big article about Elon Musk. And to sum it up, they basically said, homie is in a weirdo fascist breeding cult. He's in like some Nazi eugenics breeding cult. So as you all know, he's got like a gazillion kids. And he's got a gazillion kids because he's got this weird life philosophy about how the world is being underpopulated and we need high IQ people to have as many kids as possible. And
okay, I did forget that detail of his conspiracy that he believes about himself. This idea that there is underpopulation, that's a real problem, and that not only do we need to fight it with more, like, breeding in order to fight quote-unquote underpopulation, but that it needs to be high IQ individuals like himself.
Make sure the low IQ people don't have any. Does this sound familiar? Does that sound familiar, that ideology? It should, because it is. It's nothing new, nothing special. But he actually believes that. And so he had at least 14 kids. But this article in the Wall Street Journal really breaks it down into detail. And we learn about some new victims.
You know for a fact it's not just 14, right? Right? Like, I feel like a dude having kids is like... It's like ants, right? Or bees. It's like bees. That's a better way of putting it. It's like bee. The kids are like bees in this analogy, okay? If you see one bee, it doesn't mean you're super duper close to a beehive. If you see 5 bees, that doesn't mean you're super close to a beehive. If you see 10, you might not be super close to a beehive. But if you start seeing 12 or more bees in one spot, you might be really close to a beehive. And that beehive would be a Nazi sex cult. Elon has 14 children. When you've had 14 with different women all over the place, and you're a dude, at that point, I'm just going to assume you might as well you have 40 that 40 more that we don't know about. Because if we know about 14, there's got to be way more that we haven't heard of.
Baby mama victims of Elon Musk. So let me walk you through it. This is the Independent. Inside Musk's plans to make a legion of babies and get to Mars to save civilization while paying moms to keep quiet. An explosive report about the world's richest man details how Ashley St. Clair found herself caught up in his harem drama. Can we also just point out, like, the whole Mars thing, apparently it actually motivates.
So for those that don't know, Ashley St. Clair is this, like, trad wife, right-wing influencer lady who got knocked up by Elon in a one-night stand, and now she's got a baby on the way, and he won't talk to her, and she has to beg him to talk to her via Twitter replies, which you know for a fact he gets off on, like a woman publicly begging for his attention in like the limelight of everyone. You know he gets off on the way that looks to, like, men. So, yeah, like, he really is just a degenerate creep.
Him. He thinks he's the savior of humanity, and he wants to use all of our resources to get us to Mars. Now, when I say us, I don't mean you and me. I mean, he would have himself and all of his wealthy robber baron asshole buddies go to Mars, right, and his kids. So I'm telling you, it's this weird cult mindset. And his dad comes from this school of thought called technocracy in the 1930s. His family members dabbled in this stuff, where they want to create what's called the technate of America. Technocracy is an anti-democracy movement. It was an anti-FDR and New Deal movement, where they think technocrats, the captains of industry, the corporate leaders, they should be the ones running the world.
These guys were the original Silicon Valley oligarch people infiltrating the government to use their influence to like enrich themselves and their particular monopolized area of the internet. Like, this was the original, like, big tech corrupting our government like it is today.
And it includes, tell me if this sounds familiar, having Greenland be part of America, having Panama be part of America, Mexico too, same thing. So it's basically like a North American super state. And they believe in
So this technocracy idea, that's where the Greenland stuff and the Panama stuff comes from? This has been, like, their idea they've been trying to achieve for, like, 40 years?
No futurism, right? This idea
of, that real?
The tech CEOs are the most brilliant people and they're the ones who are going to save humanity. He actually believes this stuff, and he's living it out, acting it out. Wants to get us to Mars. All right, here we go. Elon Musk has a plan to populate the world with more babies of high intelligence. It's all part of his wider mission to one day occupy Mars to save civilization. That is according to an explosive report by the Wall Street Journal about the world's richest man and how MAGA influencer Ashley St. Clair found herself caught up in his harem drama. So, guys, like, this is a cult, right? Like, he's in a cult. This is a cult. He's got some Nazi breeding fetish cult. And I don't know why people don't realize how fucking insanely weird this is. St. Clair, 26, went public with her claims that she...
I mean, they are, actually. Like, Elon doesn't have the same... I know we've been saying this word a lot, but cult of personality as Trump. He does have one, but it's just not as strong, which means that particularly the fact that Elon's borrowing Trump supporters right now means that those people turn on him when he does something that goes against what they hold as principles of theirs. They'll let Trump get away with anything, but not Elon. Not Elon. Elon's getting shit from this, even from Trump supporters. Like people are mad at him. Apparently, it's actually gotten so extreme. Is this real? Is Elon really stepping down from Doge? Oh, yeah, so he's basically quitting. He's quiet quitting. Let me read the article here. Tesla CEO Musk says time he spends on Doge will drop, quote, significantly next month. That means he's in the process of quitting. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said on his company's earnings call on Tuesday that he'll spend much less time with Doge starting in May. Tesla's stock price has plunged more than 40% this year. The company, yeah, he's got to deal with his own problems. Wow. Oh, man. Like, you would think that he'd want to still be in the White House, though, because you'd think it'd be like that's where he can have the best impact on Trump. to keep him from doing stuff that's going to crash the economy and thus his own company. The company on Tuesday reported an earnings and sale miss and said auto revenue dropped 20% in the quarter from a year earlier. So yeah, they're on the decline. An already overvalued company on the decline. It's not good for them. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk began his company's earnings call on Tuesday by saying that his time spent running President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency will drop significantly starting in May. Musk, who has watched Tesla's stock tumble by more than 40% this year, said he'll continue to support the president with Doge to make sure that the waste and fraud that we stuff does not come roaring back. That's my impression of Elon. That's the best I can do. After spending almost $300 million in the 2024 campaign to help return Trump to the White House, not a sentence that should be said with that much casual air, but okay. Musk created Doge and joined the administration with a mission to drastically reduce the size and capability of the federal government. I love that. After paying the president, or paying the one candidate $300 million and then that candidate winning, he then joined their administration and is now drastically changing the federal government. You know, just what a great sentence. Like, just how fantastic. How great for America. Am I right, guys? He said he'll continue to spend a day or two per week on government issues for as long as the president would like me to do so. Or actually, no, let me do it in his voice. A day or two per week on government issues for as long as the president would like me to do so. There we go. I feel like that's a more accurate Elon impression. Musk's commentary came after his company reported disappointing first quarter results, including a 20% year-over-year slump in automotive revenue and 71% plunge in net income. That's not going to get any better considering the tariffs. God, I love that these people can't help but destroy themselves. In addition to challenges the company already faced, such as competition out of China and an aging fleet of electric vehicles, Tesla has recently been hit with protests in the US and Europe and brand damage due to Musk's ties to Trump and his support of Germany's far-right AfD party. The protests that you'll see out there, they're very organized, Musk said on Tuesday's call. He claimed without evidence that people are likely protesting because they're receiving fraudulent money or are recipients of wasteful largesse. It's like a gift or a payout is what largesse means. I encountered that word a few months ago and I'd never seen it before, and I was like, what the fuck is a largesse? On its website, which was last updated on Sunday, Doge says its cuts have led to an estimated $160 billion in savings. However, Musk's estimates of savings have been challenged, and Doge has deleted some of the largest purported savings. Over that same stretch, Tesla has lost nearly $600 billion in market cap. Doge has made cuts at agencies charged with oversight of his companies. They include the SEC, the Federal Aviation Administration, and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The White House said in early February that Musk was serving as a special government employee, a designation with fewer requirements when it comes to conflict of interest disclosures and ethics policies, conveniently. The Department of Justice says the title is for anyone expected to work for the government for 130 days or less in a year. The Trump administration will hit its 130th day at the end of May. So that means Elon wouldn't be allowed to work with Doge anymore in that position without greater scrutiny, presumably, assuming they even bother with that rule, right? Job cuts from Doge's work have come from across the government, at agencies including the Internal Revenue Service, National Park Service, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and the Department of Agriculture, Education, Energy, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, and Veterans Affairs, according to the Associated Press. As of February, God, my lips are so dry right now. Staffers from Doge had pushed top-ranking officials at the Department of Education out of their offices, rearranging the furniture and set up white noise machines to muffle their noises, or their voices, sorry, according to employees at the agency. So they used white noise machines after firing them all and kicking them out so they wouldn't hear the protests outside. U.S. senators expressed concern that Doge had possibly gained access to federal student loan data on tens of millions of borrowers. Also, in February, the Trump administration said that USAID would shut down as an independent agency and be moved under the State Department. So, Elon is getting called out by conservatives and liberals alike for his degenerate sex breeding cult. He's having to step down and walk back his engagement with Doge because on the other front, his company Tesla is losing immense amounts of money, seeing a 20% slump year over year in the first quarter, and on top of that has seen a 40% drop in stock or market cap so far this year in the last almost 5 months. God, crazy to think we're 5 months almost into 2025. Good lord, time flies. Regardless, though, it really just goes to show that Elon is falling apart. He is. He's not fully crumbled, but he's getting there. I do see in the near future that Elon Musk's political career, and then later his career of being the world's richest man, is going to come to a spectacular, spectacular end. And it is going to be so fucking funny when he loses it all because he's just so fucking dumb that he can't, and he's a gooner too, he can't keep his dick in his pants, he can't run a company, and he certainly can't make a country efficient, and so he's going to lose all of the things that he's gained, and it's going to be so fucking funny, dude. I cannot wait to see this man's downfall. Genuinely cannot wait. In fact, actually, I thought about doing this. If you watched all the way to this point in the video, when this goes out on YouTube, I want you to leave a comment down below, alright? I want you to comment... What would be a funny thing for people to comment? What's the thing that they put bulls on when they like artificially inseminate them or whatever? There's like a breeding mount. Oh yeah. Put Elon on the breeding mount. That's what I want you to comment. That's what I want you to comment if you watch this far into the video. Put Elon on the breeding mount. That is what I want you to comment. It will be very, very funny if someone scrolls down and they just see a wall of put Elon on the breeding mount. He is a breeder after all, right? Anyway. If you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching as always. Consider leaving a like because it really does help the channel, as does subscribing, of course, and ringing the bell icon, and commenting. Like I said before, leave a comment if you haven't already. It really does help a lot. And if you want to support me further by following my other social medias and seeing what else I'm doing on other platforms, consider going down to the description and joining my Discord, for instance. It's the main hub of my community and fan base. I host gaming events, call-in streams, watch parties, and all sorts of other fun things there, so make sure you join up so you don't miss anything. And finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below. But regardless of how you support me, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.